We back. Don't ask me
Yes,
what that shitty guy's doing. I don't know. I don't care. Nah, he said he'll be back next week. But of course we got the special. He don't want us to call him special guest.
Nah, not special.
Deuce
Just
man.
friend
No
of the
twos,
show,
man.
often friend of the show.
Yes, sir.
Hey, y'all been going hard too, bro.
Have we?
Y'all been going hard. Yeah,
That's
I've
good.
been
I'm
getting a
glad.
lot of people coming up to me like telling me like they fuck with the podcast, bro. So
Okay. Shout out.
even like they like y'all wide range of topics and y'all's how y'all delve deep into different other things outside of sports and like the current events and all that type of stuff. Like so, like I always tell y'all, just keep doing, bro. Just keep pushing y'all's envelope, man. Just keep doing what's comfortable for y'all, bro. And y'all's audience continues to grow. Y'all got me thinking about doing this on my own, bro. Like having my own podcast, bro. Like I've been thinking about it for a long time. I think it's like time, bro, for me to like get into that because I be having a lot to say. I feel like I got a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, but I'm like a introverted extrovert. A lot of people know me, and I know a lot of people, but like I be in the crib when I be out. Like a lot of people know me, and you know, I know a lot of people, and you know, people always say stuff to me and remember me from places and all that type of stuff. I just feel like I got interesting perspective on a lot of things. It's gonna be something that I work on for 2026, bro. Just kind of get with you, see if you can help me produce and like work on it and see if I can learn the ropes, or you could just help me produce it and figure it out and see what I can make of it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. We're gonna have a lot of shit cracking in 2026. So that sounds good to me.
hmm
Yeah. I'll just say that. So more to come. Me and Rashad are almost on our 5th episode. So that'll probably end season 1. We'll probably end it in 2025 and start a new season in
50 episodes. That's pretty good.
2026.
It's pretty good, bro.
50 episodes. So
It's
shout
pretty
out to
good.
everyone who supported along the way. I love it. I appreciate it. Anyone who's noticed lately, we've actually split our sports content into a new page, OddBall_HQ. ODDBALL. Hold your L's up. You know what it is, what kind of podcast this is. You see the red and black. Black and red till I'm dead. I'll never code blue. But anyways, no, I appreciate all the love. Appreciate all that, man. And if there's one thing we definitely just want to push people to do is to follow their dreams, their passions, and just whatever voice that you have in you, just to follow it, and it'll lead you somewhere. And yes, I know you can see my voice. It's code. I'm not worried about it. I'm coded in the code. Codish, you know. No, I was playing. But we got a nice little docket today. Damo joined us. We're going to break down a lot of stuff. This week has been popping. We're going to talk all right. So, when we say popping, y'all know the elephant in the room. Sherrone. No, yeah, we're going to get to that, but not off the top. Not off the top ropes. I don't wrestle that way. I just don't do it from the jump. So Louisville-Memphis preview in basketball. We're gonna talk Brom and the Bush Baked Bean Bowl. Say that 5 times fast. Boca Raton.
Hey, bro, when that came out, dog, I said, "Come on, bro. They gotta start coming up with better names for these bowls, bro. They could just call it the Bush's Bowl or something, bro. But the Baked Bean Bowl, bro, like." Boca Raton Bean Bowl, whatever the fuck it was, bro. All that alliteration, bro. Like, come on, cuz.
Yeah, the Boca Raton, the Brahms, Boca Raton, Bush's Baked Bean Bowl.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit on the football side. We'll hint at some UK football stuff. Yes, we're going to talk about Sherrone more. We're going to talk about a little Michael Jordan. Me and Damo probably have the strongest opinions on one of the last topics. I don't know if y'all have heard Lou Will talking about Kobe's legacy, and I don't know if y'all have any harsh feelings towards Chandler Parsons, but we can all get them out at the same time if you do. Yes, sir. That's the docket. So, and then shout out to UofL. I would say before I start, shout out to UofL women's volleyball, making it to the Sweet 16, up 2 sets. Disappointing that we couldn't pull it off. Texas A&M's a good team though. They are. So we had some good moments. We ended it not how we wanted to. Wanted to play our old coach in the Elite 8.
Where did she go? Cal? Was it Cal?
Nebraska.
Nebraska. Okay, I knew it was. I couldn't remember where it was. I just knew it was a different school.
They're 32-0. So
Cornbread fed, bro. Cornbread fed.
yeah. She said that she went to dinner last night with U of L's coaching staff and that they closed down the restaurant. So apparently they had a good time.
Yeah. I
I don't
feel
know
like
if
I
she
saw I seen that, I think I seen that little clip. Yeah, I did see that clip. The restaurant was called, like, Rusto's or something like that or something like
yeah,
that?
it was something like that
Yeah, I seen
on
the
West
clip. I
Elm,
seen the
whatever
clip.
she said. Yeah, she's cool, man. So good people. Since we out of it, go Cornhuskers, I guess. I'll buy me a 4-pack of corn, throw it on the grill, and
Hmm.
nah, it's playing. But so shout out to them. And then UofL-Memphis, man. UofL-Memphis on the men's basketball front. I'm not for sure if I think Memphis is coming off a win. I could be tripping. I think they're
Did they
4-4.
they might I don't know if they played earlier this week. Did they beat Baylor? I can't remember.
They did
They did beat Baylor?
4-4. So
Okay.
tricky team. Hella athletic, hella long. Penny the coach. You know that they gonna get after it. Of course, we're coming
Think,
off.
I think, like, seeing I don't know, seeing us against, like, Indiana and the pace that they played with and seeing us against Arkansas and them having, you know, pace and size and length, I think that I would like to see PK. I need to see Kanai Roots a little more. I feel like his leash is short for some reason. I don't know why. But like in those type of games, we need him. No disrespect to Javon Hadley, like because he balls for most of the time. But like offensively, I would like to see him like turn and face more instead of like backing down. Like last year, we needed him to play that Draymond Green type of role, like undersized power forward, but we really don't need that from him this year. His role needs to be able to like 4 out, 1 in. It needs to be 4 out, 1 in, stretch the floor a little bit. We don't need you to be down there banging. And then on the defensive end, I need him to box out. Like I need him to box out and rebound. So I would like to see like Ruths and then I think that Kelsey needs to and this might be a thing with Case and Pryor, like, getting his legs back under him and stuff, but I think I think he needs to be I think, like, I know people was giving him a hard time for the last 2 games or whatever, but, like, he really hasn't been able to get a rhythm because as soon as he came back from the ACL injury, he sat out 2 games for the concussion, and then, his first game back, you know, I think did he play in the Arkansas game? I think he played like 1 minute or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, he played.
Eh, and then
Then got a dunk, but
yeah,
that was later in the game.
and
But he
then
had a
the Indiana
turnover.
game, and then the Indiana games. So it's like I think he needs to Kelsey needs to realize, in my opinion, this is my opinion, that like in certain games you gotta play Ollie like in spurts. Like even when you giving Fru a break or a breather, I would much rather like to see Case and Pryor in the game, and he needs to just have a specific role for now, like defend and rebound and be able to slash, not taking threes unless they rhythm threes or you open. And then also, I just want to see the team continue to make sure that they have better shot selection with their threes. I understand that we're gonna live and die by the three, but if we're gonna die by the three, I like to see them in either in rhythm or wide open threes. I don't want to just see a three shot because you can shoot it. I feel
Who
like
takes
that's
who's the ones taking the threes that you don't feel like are in the rhythm?
Conwell, Michael, Isaac, all of them can shoot really well. I'm not saying that I don't
So
think
you're
they
just
should
saying in
shoot.
general, perimeter wise in general, that
Yeah, we just
just
need
to
to
be
have better
better,
shot selection.
it's probably
Like
wielding the
off us.
double. It's like a double sided sword when you can shoot that good. It's probably just
Yeah, but
like
it just needs to be like
I know,
you
I
bro, you
know,
know what I mean,
I
but
know
like
exactly what you mean. But I'm
if
like,
it's
it's just
if
when
it's
you
a
have all that power.
if it's a swing kick and you open, shoot it. If it's a driving kick, shoot it. But if it's just a dribble, I can pull up. Like I don't need to see that unless you done hit like 3 or 4 in a row and it's a heat check. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
I don't think
we need
Isaac
to.
does. Isaac doesn't do much off the dribble. I'm not gonna put him in that category. But Conwell
Yeah,
and
but I'm
Michael,
saying that. he don't really have to.
That is
He's
true.
more of
And
he's
actually,
more of the one.
I want him to attack more off the dribble and play
Yeah,
make,
because he's
actually,
not like he's more athletic than
than
the
he gives
average.
himself credit for. I think
Yeah,
that he gives him
the
I
average
agree.
Caucasian shooter, I'll say. Like, he's more
He's
athletic
not
than a Ryan McMahon that we've had than a Rain Smith. Rain Smith was kinda athletic, he just was a cone on defense.
he
That's
might be
just
the
what I
most
like to
athletic
see. I like to
since
see I
Cal
just like
Kirk
to
and Mike
say
Morrow.
see them play inside out, like, get everybody what'd you say? Alien, stuff like that.
I was just saying he's athletic like Cal Kirk, Mike Morrow, maybe.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Most
that's what
athletic
we
since
said.
him.
Yeah, and that's
So
what I was saying. Sometimes he's gotta, be able to put that, athleticism on display instead of just relying on a three-point shot all the time. Um, I don't know, I just like I said, going back to my initial point, I'd like to see on matchups, it just depends on matchups. We're so deep and we have enough players to do so, you know? I think he needs to start looking at the matchups or, like, who we're playing and decide on, like, who's gonna get the bulk minutes, like, at backup
based on
centers
the matchup.
based on the matchup. So, like, against Indiana and against Arkansas, we should have seen more Ruths and we should have seen more Case and Pryor. But you have to let Pryor know when you go in, this is what I need from you. I don't need you to, shoot a three, you
I need you as a
unless
slasher.
I need you as a slasher and to help
Mhm.
defend the paint. Because, like I said, Javon Hadley, he backs down. I just want to see him turn and face more. And then on the defensive end, I want him to box out a little better. And this is just all my opinion from what I've seen, games.
I'm with you on the matchup dependent because I'm like, I had a feeling when we played Indiana, Javon was gonna have a good game. You know what I'm saying? I don't know
Yeah,
why, but I was like, Javon ain't been playing well, but Indiana's a matchup. But then we about to
yeah.
play Memphis, and I'm like, I'm not for sure. I'm just
Right.
not for sure.
I like to see Roos more. I feel like he's more active. He plays great defense, when he's in the
Hmm.
game. But I just don't think he gets enough minutes, bro. I
I
just don't
agree.
think he gets enough minutes.
I agree. And he's another person too where I'm like, get downhill. Like, Kanai downhill could really be a game changer.
Yeah,
Same
but as he don't have enough leash to do that. Like when he comes in the game, he's in for maybe like a set, like a TV timeout, for 4 minutes, and then Hadley's back in, and Hadley's like finishing out the half or whatever. So it's like I like to see more of Roots because I feel like he can do more,
I agree.
especially against the more athletic teams.
I think the whole fan base agrees with you. Not only that, I think they think to in order for us to reach the level that we want to reach to, Final Four national championship, that has to be true. Like
Mhm.
he has to be a guy who like at least give you a Anton Gill game. Is that what it
Yeah.
Anton Gill? At least give you at least give
One of
you
those,
that. At
bro.
least where it's like, because when y'all start scouting each other, you play good teams. Like y'all start, I'm gonna cancel this out. I'm gonna cancel this out. But who's that X factor? Who's that dude that they can't really, It's like we scouted for him, but he hasn't. I think Kanai can be that difference maker, that X factor.
Mhm.
But for him to do that, though, to your point, we want to see him get more run
Yeah,
to
that's it.
build that up. So,
Yeah, facts.
but yeah, I just think him downhill in my head. I'm like, he can be nasty. I mean, not even always scoring, but just get downhill, just get in the
Yeah,
lane and just
because we
find
don't
something.
have you gotta think, bro, like, that's what we've missed at U of L for a long time, like, we really haven't had, like and that's why it's so great to see Mykel because, like, we used to small guards,
We
so
are.
we not really used to the big guards, and then like, we
This
don't
is Denny.
our problem every year when we play is, like, when we play a team that got athletic wings, we never, like, have had athletic wings, and that's
Very much
always
so.
our issue, so it's like when we have one and we don't utilize them the right way, it gets kinda like, "Come on, we gotta utilize them because it's like, it's in those games when we need them, like, when we play a North Carolina, when we play a Duke, when we play those
When
ACC
we play
games."
Caleb Wilson,
Yeah.
like that's
See
the
what I'm
only person
saying?
that can match up with him.
You see what I'm saying? We need somebody that can match up with him because or just be able to throw a body at him.
the very least, but it's like, yeah, he can be and he can also be an X factor canceler, like you're saying. So it's like not even being an X factor, but you can do one defense, offense. I mean, we got at your ceiling, yeah, hell yeah, you can do
Yeah.
both. But it's like even that alone is so valuable. So I'm with you on that. Do you think what do you think about the Memphis game? Do you see this as being a struggle? You see this as us, putting it on them from, you know,
I don't know if it's gonna be I ain't gonna say a struggle. I just good game. I like the fact that like we're deciding to play, tough games out of conference. I think for the longest when Rick was here, right? And coaches that came after him, we didn't really play a tough out of conference schedule. So it's like our first real test was in January, right? When we get in the ACC or at the
Big
time Big
East.
East,
Yeah,
right? So it's like, and until you play Kentucky, but like that's your first real test, right? So
generally.
like I think last year when we played Tennessee and like we got romped, we was like,
Yep.
okay, we can't play like that. The style that Pat Kelsey wanted to play, he had to realize, okay, I'm not gonna be able to play that with this team, right? We gotta make some changes. And they made the changes and like they got better. Same thing this year. Kansas coming out playing Kansas in the exhibition. Like a lot of people aren't doing that. So it's like they've been able to do that. Like we play Indiana, we play Arkansas, we playing Memphis, we playing Tennessee. Like all these
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, like we playing tough games, you know what I'm saying? Tough environments.
Yep.
And all those games have been either neutral site or away, right? So like this is the first one at home. So I think that's like seeing him in that presser today and saying like we need you to be there, like no it's gonna be cold, blah blah blah, but who cares? Like get there. Like this ain't the old Louisville of the last 5 years. Like I need y'all to be there. I need y'all to excuse me, pack the It's an afternoon game.
Right.
So I think it's just one of those games, bro, that's just gonna prime us to be ready for ACC play, quite honestly. I like the fact that they are playing the schedule that they playing because it just gets us into that mode. And then it shows us that we can win in different ways. We can win by shooting. Even though I don't like it, we can win by shooting. We can win a game without Mike Hill being great. Like he wasn't great against Indiana, but he controlled the game. He didn't really force too much. He got downhill. He had better shot selection than he had at Arkansas, but he didn't have like a great percentage game and all that type of shooting percentage game and all that stuff. So I think we're fine. I think we come out with a win. I think we just need to play our brand of basketball and, like you said, kind of just slow down the wings and make sure that we get downhill and shoot the ball at the right times, not just because we can.
I think what you're saying is going to be key in this to this team because they so long. It's just like
Mhm.
you can't take no bullshit threes against them because they going to feel even more contested than
Right,
Indiana, who you had maybe some spots you definitely had a size advantage on.
right.
Do you think when you watch them play Cincinnati, like it took you back earlier this year, where it was like this is a hardcore, felt like an old school game? Do you think this Memphis game will take us back to like where it's gonna be like a dog fight, like our old ones?
Yeah, I think I do. I do. I just automatically feel that way though, because I just feel like all those games,
Nostalgia.
Cincinnati and Memphis, and you just give you that nostalgia, bro. Like just giving you those games, those out of conference games that are still, get you ready, So definitely agreeing. Both of those cities are like hard. They known for being like hard nosed, So now it's got
Hmm.
rough around the edge players. So
Yep.
I think it'll be one of those games for sure.
Do you have a favorite memory in your mind? Because we're not old enough for Memphis State necessarily. So, our generation, do you have any favorite memories or just a favorite memory?
Of Memphis,
And Louisville, that rap. I thought you were for sure gonna say
Darius Washington.
that's what I was about to
I
say.
mean, Darius Washington, bro, like, I don't think I'll ever forget that, bro, and I don't like, that was hard. That was as a fan, it's so heartbreaking, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a basketball fan and as a fan of people, like,
That is
even though
true.
we won, bro,
Not
When
at
he
the
when he when he missed those free throws, bro, he just went limp. I ain't gonna ever forget that.
me either. Like that was like
I ain't gonna ever forget that. I will say if you I know we talk about Memphis, but like Cincinnati, like I just remember the players, bro. Like I just remember I got 4 Cincinnati players that I will never forget. Sean Kilpatrick,
yes.
Eric Hicks.
With the chipped tooth. Wow.
His shoulders were so broad, bro. He was so big.
He was
Eric
tough.
Hicks,
He was tough.
Jason
Jason
Maxill,
Maxill.
and Kenyon Martin, bro. Like I will never forget those 4 Cincinnati players, bro. But
There's
yeah,
an honorable I'll put an honorable mention.
oh,
I don't know if we played him or not. Lance Stevenson.
oh, Lance, yeah, for sure.
I'll just put him honorable. But
Yeah,
that
yeah.
would be a hell of a 5, what you talking about.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Since we've come up, that's a hell of a 5. But yeah, Kilpatrick buckets. He was like Russ Smithish, just a big guard though.
Mhm.
Tough and um yeah, Jason Maxill and Eric Hicks, they were
Eric Hicks,
bullies.
bro.
They were
Bullies, bro.
bullies, bro.
Bullies, bro. Bullies, dog.
Who's who's your most memorable excuse me, my throat. Let me get some water. Most memorable Memphis Memphis players besides Darius Washington, of course. You have any?
Derrick Rose,
That's one of my favorites. So.
Tyreek Evans.
You mess with Chris Duck.
Another one, he wasn't like really like a huge player for them, but I just remember his stature, bro. Dorsey. Can't
Oh,
remember his last name,
I
but
forgot
Dorsey.
about Dorsey. Okay,
He reminded me of Dwight
okay.
Howard, bro. He was
I forgot
his
about
his
Dorsey.
his shoulders was so broad and he was so big. And then
Dewan Blerish, not really Dewan Blerish.
no, not the one. He
He was
reminded me of he
Dwight.
reminded me of Eric. He was
One
a
of
mix
them
of Eric Hicks
and
and
Dwight.
Dwight Howard.
That's
That's
crazy.
what he reminded me of. And then I can't think of his name right now. Chris
Chris
Douglas
Douglas
Roberts.
Roberts. I was waiting for you. I was
Chris
like,
Douglas Roberts, brother.
Chris Douglas Roberts.
Yeah, those are probably my memorable Memphis.
Him and Terrence Williams felt like them two could just
Yeah.
jump above the rim at times. That's tough. Yeah, that's tough. So you got that preview going on. I forgot what Louisville's favored by, but we'll see. How you think, since Mikael Brown's been getting frustrated with physical teams, how you think he'll fare tomorrow? Pass it.
I think he passed it against Indiana, to be honest with you.
He
Think
got screwed with the calls and
I think in that game, like I think they got a lot of home cooking.
of
And
course.
I think even though it was at a neutral site, it was in Indianapolis, but
You already know.
I think that the whole team as a whole just played through the BS because the game was terribly officiated. Like, and I'm not one of those people that likes touchy Philly calls and all that stuff. Like, I like to see the players play and have freedom of movement and like all that type of stuff.
Some of that was
But some of that stuff, like the foul that they didn't call on the
on
Vries or
DeVries,
yeah,
whatever.
whatever. Like
That
that was a foul, bro.
like that.
That was a charge. And
Sometimes I try to measure it like, would that start a fight in pickup? I think
yeah,
DeVries might have
so
started fighting pickup, bro. Where it's
yeah,
like, come on,
so
bro.
and I feel like they was getting away with a lot on both ends. But the way Louisville just played through it and did what they needed to do, I think that's something that you could take away from that game. So I think the more as the season goes and he's able to mature and realize, like, you don't have to prove to everybody that you can shoot. Like, getting downhill is what makes you the most dangerous player on the court. Because every time he's turned that corner and he can get to the rim, like, he's unguardable. So, like, and like me, this was the first time I've ever got to watch the kid from BYU, Vanasta.
I haven't watched him yet.
Okay, so
Yeah, did Beyonce. Yeah, I watched him. I watched him. My bad.
So, like, I think a lot of kids could, like, learn from watching him, right? So, people want him to shoot threes and all this stuff, but he just gets to his spots on the court, and he's just pulling up on people, mid-ranging. He's more athletic than everybody. He's taking you to the cup, or he's gonna pull up and shoot over you. And he's realizing that when all eyes is on him, he got somebody in that dunker spot. He got somebody that he can kick it out to if he turns his back to the basket. So if Michael can learn, like, if I get downhill and just drop it off the fruit or kick it out to Conwell, kick it out to McNeely. If I'm getting downhill, then the offense will run smoother. And those threes for me will start to open up because once I pass it to them and I keep on moving and I give me a square up shot, I'll be fine.
I was about to say, is that what that D on your hat stands for, DiBiase? Don't be glazing him on my shit. This is a Michael only, nigga. Don't make me come over there, nigga.
No,
Fuck
I'm just
you.
saying that's the
I
first
know.
time I got to watch him, bro, and I watched him in that game. I watched him take over in the second half because they was down 22, and I just watched him take over in that Clemson game.
It's like a bigger Jalen Brown with a Tracy McGrady-ish kind of.
He's way more skilled than Jalen Brown.
No, no, no. I'm
Jalen
saying
Brown
he's a
can't even
bigger, like his frame. His frame. No, no, no. But when DiBiase does go left, he just needs a big. I don't think people just. I think we just live in a culture that They just micro everything. It's just like DiBiase's back, spinning back to his left. He doesn't have anything. Same person who's like that is Julius Randle. I'm like Julius Randle's left-handed. That would be a bigger issue. Like we could. I don't know. We live in a different culture. You know how people are. I think they just sometimes make content just to be like,
for sure.
just to.
Oh, show.
So it's just like,
Oh, show. Just like I know we ain't really talked about this, but just like the Shedeur stuff, bro. Like
oh, I
it's a
forgot to add him to the.
it's a
He's on the docket.
it's annoying, bro. But
We'll
we'll
get
get
to
to
it.
that.
We'll get to
Yeah.
that. So we talked about that, and then shout out to Junior Birchman. Shout out to the 1974 team. Shout out to them. Shout out to Junior Birchman. Remember, I talked about it before, but all the contributions he's made, not only to the city, but to NBA and to so many walks of life,
Business culture,
business.
man.
Yeah, he was the man all around. Like he was, we talk about like, I felt like people big enough to like fill the room with the likes of anybody. So he'll be missed, man. Shout out to him, everything he's done. And everyone who continues to keep his legacy going, kids, everybody like that. So shout out to them. And then let's go to, since you were talking about Indiana a little bit, let's go to them bums. And then them other bums we was playing. I don't call people bums once we beat them. I got to elevate myself, you feel me? So the Hoosiers and the Wildcats play. And you got, Indiana, wishy-washy, haven't really had a statement win. And then so they're going on the road to Lexington, which they would love to beat them. And then you have Kentucky, who's on the ropes with Mark Pope. Roper Pope. What are they going to do? How do you feel looking at the whole Kentucky situation?
I'm gonna try not to be long. I'm gonna try to be straight to the point with this.
You think they just overreacting, or we overreacting?
No, I don't think I don't think anybody's overreacting because it's Kentucky, right? It's Kentucky. So that's just what they do. And that's the reason why they in the predicament now, right? So I'm saying this like from a team that just has went through turmoil for the last 10 years, right? Kentucky didn't understand what they had. So it's kind of just like I'll be talking about like y'all and the Steelers, like, y'all and Mike Tomlin, you as a Steelers fan, like sometimes when you have a long tenured coach, you're gonna go through tough times. You're gonna go through lulls. Like it's not gonna be all oranges and apples all the time. Like you're gonna have some peaks and valleys, right? So, but if your organization isn't setting you up for, success, then that's when you're gonna have those problems. So I say that to say like with the Steelers, they never had a plan for after Ben, and that's hurt them since. Ben didn't want to retire, but you gotta instead of you saying we don't want to hurt this man's feelings if we draft a quarterback or whatnot, like we gotta draft a quarterback, right? We gotta put somebody in there. There was a time where they could have drafted Lamar Jackson. They could have drafted Lamar in that draft, and that would have been the succession plan to Ben Roethlisberger, right? Same thing with Calipari. People don't understand is like Calipari's used to getting the one and dones and like having a good team and making it, but he only has one championship. Kentucky's used to championships, whatever. Y'all are good every year. Y'all in the tournament. Y'all, he only didn't make the tournament one year and he got knocked out in the round of 32 and then 1 year, and then he got upset another year, but he's made it to a couple Final Fours. Like, y'all just didn't understand what y'all had. And so y'all kicked him out. Like, y'all ran y'all mouth so much where he's like, I'm out of here. Cause y'all really don't appreciate what I've done for this school and who I am as a coach. He's won everywhere he's went. Like, people think that, you just make it to the tournament every year and you're supposed to win. Like, that's not how it works, especially now in the new landscape of college sports. Like, so you had to take what was going on in college sports and understand that it's changing from like the one and done to the NIL era. So give him time to learn the NIL era and get the type of players he wants in there and for his system and let him win. But you bring somebody in, you think you got it better, when he's gone because X's and O's wise, y'all don't like what he did in the tournament. He's getting beat by Oakland, whatever, whatever. And so y'all push him away. Now he's gone. Y'all got your coach. And y'all don't like him because y'all having a tough time adjusting to the NIL era. I would have rather much had enough tough time adjusting to the NIL era under Cal than Mark Pope. Because it seems like when Pope's in those press conferences, like he's dejected already because the pressure that comes with that job.
He played there, so he takes it even more to heart where he's
See
like,
what I'm
"I
saying?
know exactly. I've lived every part of it."
Like versus the person that we had that played here.
Right.
He just didn't give a damn. I think that they're missing Jaden Quaidens, like, they really missing him, and then for some people, people don't like Lowe, but, like, they're missing him,
Yeah.
and then, like, I don't know what's up with Jasper to the point to where, like, he hasn't really played well, but, I just think they don't have I don't think the roster is, like they don't complement each other well. I just feel like it's just a whole bunch of players that don't fit with each other. See what I'm saying? Like, as a team.
Correct. I don't know if they're even the Mark Pope kind of players. And that's the weird part is like even to sum it all up maybe is to your point about overreactions and running your it feels like a I don't want this way like a chick who be on the man is just like just let him be the man. You feel me? Why you
Yeah, yeah,
telling him
yeah.
how to be the man? Just let him be the man. No wonder he
Yeah.
can't be the man because you always tell him how to be the man. He can't
Right,
even. You
right,
feel me?
right.
And so it feels like that, where it's like even Pope, maybe even last year, overcorrected his roster this year, where he was like, I need more of this, I need more of that, and sacrificed the kind of players that he really needs, though.
Mhm.
Like he said, we're trying to win championships. We're not trying to win the lottery or just, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I like Cal for that, but at the same time, it's like that wasn't enough at Kentucky. So if he knows that coming in that that's what y'all want, national championships. He said it. He got off the bus at his introductory press conference. We're holding a national champion. You know what I'm saying? All that combined. So we know what his goal is. So I agree with you. It's just maybe there's so much yapping. It's hard to hear my own self think. I don't
Yeah.
even so it gives me those kind of feels in Lexington right now, in all seriousness, from U of L fans who, yeah, we might troll y'all, but in all seriousness, in a serious conversation, that's just what it feels like.
Yeah, and bro, you coming from a fan base who, like, seen the worst of the worst, bro.
Right, right,
Like I said, in the
right.
last 10 years, since Rick has left, bro, we have not, and we had to hear that, and then we had to suck, then we had our coach, leave us in the middle of the year, so it's just been those it's just been a tough time, so it's like, that's why I respect Kelsey, bro. Like, he came in, he got straight to the job, he didn't make excuses, right? Like,
He got straight to it.
he could have made excuses like Kenny Payne made excuses. Kenny Payne came, "We're broken. I have to fix this." And he just made all these excuses I felt like the point where you are not showing the young men that you coaching how to face adversity. You giving them a way out. Where Kelsey came in and was like, "Look, I'm gonna get the best players that I can. We're gonna assemble a roster that might not be full of 5 stars, but it's gonna be some people that can play some hard-nosed basketball, my brand of basketball, and then I'm gonna get the players in here that I really want that can run in my system and then who wanna play for me."
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I totally agree with you. Like, and that it goes back to my point just real quick before we move on. It's just like if I look at Jalen Lowe and I'm like, I don't know, with that big ass budget, it's just like, let's go get, you know, I know y'all missed on some other 5-star point guards and this and that, but it's like, let's go get a guy like Jalen Lowe. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if UK would be happy about this, but if they found a Chucky Hepburn, that would be perfect in Mark Pope's offense.
Mhm.
But I don't know if that would be like enough for them. Like if they, you know what I'm saying?
Nothing's
Like,
but that's the thing, nothing is enough for them, bro.
and
Nothing
that's
is enough for Kentucky fans, bro.
but that's why it's like Pope has to figure that out. Like he's brain surgeon. You smart enough too, but you got to figure that out. Like
Yeah,
how your style merges with what's really gonna make you successful. And perfect segue about maybe you need to either bend a little bit within your style to hit your ultimate ceiling.
yeah.
Boca Raton, the Browns, and the Bush's Baked Bean Bowl.
Uh,
Because we break down stuff and all this stuff. We give a little analysis. But as a fan, how do you feel like in the current landscape of bowl games and as a Louisville fan going all the way to Boca Raton, a beautiful place to play Toledo, which is like we could have just, you feel me, rode up right up the way. Could have met not Paul Brown. I don't know what Cincinnati's stuff's called anymore.
Paycor.
Or shout out Paycor. They got little Udrees down there.
Uh,
How you feel about it? Just what's your initial thoughts? Were you
okay, here's what I feel about the state of Louisville football, and um we I feel like we passed that. But I feel like our fans need to be more support. First of all, we need to be more supportive at the games as far as like filling it up, right? Filling it up. And then I feel like overall the fan base though wants to see us get over the hump, right? And this is with like all sports, bro. Because if you're a Louisville fan, you just sometimes feel like we just can't get over the hump of certain stuff.
yeah,
So
that's gonna be a conversation. Keep
like,
going.
in football, bro, it's since Brom has been here, it's been we can't get over the hump. Before him was we can't get over the hump because our coach was
We can't get over the speed bump.
yeah, because our coach was inadequate. Before Satura's, when we had Petrino, it was we got over the hump, but the teams that we needed to beat in the big time moments, we couldn't beat.
We did, right.
Right? And then we went downhill when Lamar left. So with Brown, you look back at the season, bro. You look back at the season. It's just disheartening because we beat 2 playoff teams.
How much you left on the table? How much you left on your plate?
We beat 2 playoff teams, bro.
You ate all your meats, pause, and then didn't touch nothing else on the plate. It's like
You know what I'm saying?
all you had to do is 2 pounds of
Bro,
nah,
all
I
we
ain't gonna
need,
say it,
bro,
but you feel me?
listen. We lost 2
Virginia,
games
Al,
at the end, right at the end. Cal and Virginia.
Virginia. Yeah,
But it was like you playing with your food, bro.
that's right,
Not
right.
finishing games. And so I think this offseason is like very important for Bron to either and I think English did a great job this year. The only bad game
He balled
that
out. He wasn't even on the field.
the only 2 bad games that he had for real was to me was
Cal
Cal and
and
SMU.
yeah, SMU.
But after that, the reason defense was the reason this
They had
year
punched above
that
their weight
yeah,
cut.
so I think that, I seen that we losing Pete Knock to the UK, which
Yeah,
I don't think it's as big as some people will make it out to be, because Pete Knock
nah,
has been here for a long time.
right,
So he's been through a couple coaches. So
right.
but I think, like, you go get somebody like Pat Surtain Sr., who just got fired from Florida State. I think you can go get some help on that defensive side of the ball, like some bigger bodies. And then on the offensive side of the ball, I think it's just time for him to, like, develop him a quarterback. So get you somebody that, if you do get somebody that's transferring, get somebody that's a sophomore or a junior that will have at least 2 years at Louisville and that can develop themselves into a draft pick and do what they need to do, right? Because we need to see some tenure at quarterback at this point in time. And I know that's hard for some people to realize because of the ever changing landscape of college football, but I think that's what's missing because we've hit on one quarterback and we've missed on two. You see what I'm saying? So like
Yep.
we really missed on Miller Moss. Like we missed on him bad. Plummer was the first year, so like I'm not really going to kill him out. Like he came the first year and did what he was supposed to do, but he lost 2 games that we shouldn't have lost. Like he lost us 2 games. He lost us the Pitt game and he lost us the UK game. And then last year with Shuck, I just feel like defensively we didn't help him out enough.
Exactly. It's not even necessarily the offense having a breakout season, but finally a complimentary just
And I
attack
feel like, yeah, I feel like this
thoroughly.
team was the best team that he's had since he's been here,
Yes, yes, I totally
and I feel
agree.
like the weakest link was the quarterback. I feel like
Quarterback
that was
and
the weakest link.
because we were still rushing for a bunch of crazy yards with
Yeah,
a bunch of hurt
that's why I
running
said the
backs
weakest link was the quarterback. So if you can't pass the ball off an average of 100 yards plus a game, and we ran 4 running backs all year. Like, none of our running backs were healthy, ever. We went from Isaac Brown and Duke Watson to no Duke Watson to Isaac Brown to Keywan Brown
to
to no
Isaac,
Isaac Brown
Isaac
to
and Isaac.
Keywan Brown, and then we got Isaac Brown back, then we lost him again, then we got Keywan Brown, then we lost Keywan Brown.
Then we got Daryl Isaac. We had
Like,
everybody
so
by the end of the
everybody
season.
everybody all the running backs ran for 100 yards. So and then you had 2 guys at receiver that, you know
NFL material. I know, I know. And then maybe the worst thing you could say if you're looking for anything else is our pass blocking wasn't the best, but at the same time, yada 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 yada, good enough. So, like, what would your philosophy be going into the bowl game? Just play Miller Moss, finish up the season, blah blah blah, or would you be like exclusively looking for Deuce, or would you just do a half and half? Where you give Deuce run? What would
I
you
think you
look to
just
do?
go in. I mean, I haven't one of
Play
the
it like you've
craziest
played the
things is
rest of
I
them.
haven't seen anybody really opt out. So, um
Me either.
I don't know if that's gonna happen or not, so I haven't really seen anybody opt out, but I mean, we only got 8 days until that game, so, I think if nobody opts out, I think that kinda shows you, like, the program's strength as far as, like, coaching-wise and culture.
Yep.
'Cause, like, that's one thing is, like, I haven't really seen a lot of, like, people putting their name in the portal type of
Yep.
reports and
I've
stuff
only
like
seen a
that.
few.
So, you play what you got, see what you can do. I think you start Miller Moss, give him a chance to go out with a win, with a bang, and then but I think you sprinkle, Deuce and Allen in if you can, and see if they can give you something going into the next year. Then from there, like and, you're gonna have 2 weeks from damn near 2 weeks from that game, 12 days when the first portal window opens up. So, see who's in
Yes.
there and see if there's somebody that fits your style. I think the style of quarterback he needs to be like a Tyler Shedeur. Maybe he's not like a dual threat guy, but he's still mobile. He can stand in the pocket in the face of pressure and throw the ball.
That's all you need. That's all he really wants for real.
Yeah.
If we're being honest. This will probably circle back to your beginning point about the team or about the fan base, I'm sorry. But any reaction to the Chris Bell news, him tearing his ACL in the SMU game? I don't know, before we even start the conversation, do you feel like it's just internet talk, people that were rumoring about when Chris Bell didn't play in the UK game, that he was opting out and all that stuff was coming out. Do you think it was just like internet talk, or do you think that was like a legitimate doom and gloom section of our fan base who, like you said, sometimes thinks the worst
I
because
think it's the latter. I think it was a mixture of both, but I think it's the latter. You know what
for
I'm
real?
saying?
Okay.
But I think if you look to me, for me, if you look at the totality of the time that Braum has been here, he's really been able to retain players, and they seem like they just want to play for the guy. So it's like somebody like as a Chris Bell, right?
He started with the program
And he never left, and he
in the
could have left,
NIL era.
and he could have left. and he stayed there.
Under multiple
Like,
coaches, right? Am I tripping?
nah, he
Yeah.
was here. He was here under Satter.
That's what I'm saying. So he had
Satter-ass.
multiple coaches,
Yeah.
NIL,
He
came
stayed, and
why
that was
would
one
we
of the things that he said, like, at the beginning of the season, like, for Card Nation, this is what he wanted to do, so, like, you gotta respect that, you gotta respect their kids. I think it's just more chatter from the fan base and how they look at things, but I
right,
think you gotta
them
just take into
specifically.
perspective. You gotta really listen to what that kid said at the beginning of the
Right. That's what I
season.
was about to say. You gotta take him at face value
And
and the
then just
fact
like, just like
afford him more
even the same
respect
thing with
to me.
Colin Lacey, like, Colin Lacey coulda left.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like the people who have left U of L, you don't really hear much from.
Not, you know.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
just like, and Braun kinda put that to rest last year with that running back from where was he from? Toledo?
Gosh,
Was he from
yes.
Toledo?
Yes. Boone Whoop. No, it's not
Whatever,
Boone.
yeah, whatever his name was,
Can't
and he
think of
was,
his name.
wanting the money and all that stuff, like
Yeah, I just think just speaking to that doom and gloom part of you can do what you want to do. I don't live my life that way. But for the people who are that way, afford Chris Bell more respect. Put more respect on his name. He's done so much for us, bruh. It's like you can even think that way, but even speaking that to a dude who's always played his heart out from beginning to end, it's just kind of like it's not like it didn't sit well with me, but it's just kind of like y'all gotta be called out a little bit though. I mess with y'all, but y'all
yeah,
gotta be
because
called out.
like, I mean, to me, if people didn't wanna play, I'll tell you for sure, if they didn't wanna be here and they didn't wanna play, I can count for sure 4 players that coulda left and woulda got any offer from any school. Both running backs, excuse me, all 3 running backs. So Keywan Brown, because he was in the transfer portal and came back. Keywan Brown, Isaac Brown, Duke Watson, Chris Bell, Colin Lacey. Those 5 players coulda left last year.
Right.
They coulda been gone, and they came back, and they still played. So I think it's just one of those things, like you said, we just need to put a little bit more respect on the players and what they do and what they've done for our, for the university and for the team overall.
Right.
But man, I hope somebody still takes a chance on Chris Bell, bro. Like I have a I had an idea in my brain probably about a few months ago when I seen Lamar tweet about Chris Bell that they was gonna take him in the first round, that the
Oh, y'all,
Ravens was gonna take him in the first round.
yeah, because y'all couldn't, y'all not gonna draft a wide receiver. So
We
yeah,
need to draft a wide
I
receiver.
know, but it won't be a first round one if y'all do.
We
Y'all gonna
need
draft
to.
y'all gonna draft a second round one or something.
We need to. Bad.
Like I said on that front,
Mhm.
UK, UK's football schedule next year with Will Stein coming in as a first year head
Yeah,
coach.
I mean, like I said, I'll let me pull it up. Hold on.
Nah, I'll read it to you.
Okay.
We'll see if you think you'll just say win or loss. How about that?
Okay.
Starting the season now at Youngstown State, September 5th.
Win,
Home. September 12th, home, Alabama.
loss,
Next week at Texas A&M.
loss,
Next week, South Alabama, home.
win.
So they're 2-2. October 3rd. I don't know if that sounds familiar to you, but at South Carolina.
Depends on if they got Bakari Silas back. I'll toss that one up. I'll toss that one up. That's a pick 'em. That's a pick 'em.
Pick 'em. LSU, October 10th.
Loss,
At Oklahoma, October 17th.
loss.
Vanderbilt, October 20th.
Pavia, a senior.
Yes, sir.
I like that coach though. I like Vanderbilt's coach.
Clark
I put
Lee,
that one. I put that one as a pick 'em too.
pick
This
'em.
is a
So two
tough
pick
schedule,
'ems.
bro. I ain't gonna lie to you because this is the first year that they play nine. They play
Right.
nine conference games.
Right. So we just have 2 wins and 2 pick'ems. All right. So 3 wins so far. At Tennessee.
I give them Florida though. I'll give them
Okay,
Florida.
Florida the next week. So we have 4 wins if you say Florida, because Florida's the week after.
I won't. I can't give them Missouri,
Okay,
and I
so
definitely can't give them us.
so
That's a tough schedule, bro. I ain't gonna lie to
as
you.
disgustingly
That's a
tough.
tough schedule.
Will said
But
he wanted it.
let
So
me tell you something. I got faith in Will Stein. I think he's gonna give us problems. I ain't gonna lie to you. In a couple of years, I feel like he'll give us problems. And
let's
that's
get
just me. That's me
respect.
being respectful of Will Stein and his football mind and what he's able to do. I think he's gonna be able to get like with his coaching staff already, if you already able to get the DC from Texas A&M and bring him over, I
Texas
don't
A&M
know.
game, that's gonna be scary. We'll
I
see.
don't know.
We'll see. So that's tough. So yeah, when I saw the schedule, I didn't think it was an indictment on Kentucky. I think it's an indictment on that damn 9-game SEC schedule. You
Yeah, that's
asked for
tough.
it, you got it.
That's a tough one, boy.
That's silly, boy. That is silly. And then it's like, who are you gonna replace it with? Like Auburn? You know what I'm saying? Like either way it went, like it's just tough. So once you get into that 9-game,
Bro, you literally got 3 out of conference game and 2, like, 2 period, games that you should win.
yep.
You got 3 out of conference games, period, but one of them is Louisville. Like, it's still a Power 5 school.
Yep.
Like, that's a tough
That's
schedule,
tough.
dog.
That's tough. You have any thought? Yeah, I forgot. That was my last thing. Do you have any thoughts on the cancellation of the Georgia series?
I wanted to read into that. I had seen that where they had said that it was a mutual decision because it was gonna be a financial risk for both schools.
For both schools, we were both gonna have to pay people off. What's the point? Apparently, that's how I read it too. It's just like, what's the point? Just kind of scratch it and fill it. Do you have an idea if we can fill it with the team? Oh yeah, let me ask Ole Miss real quick. All right, bet. So that's how we end up getting Ole Miss, Labor Day, Nashville. Hope y'all enjoy it. I don't know. We'll see if we slide. We'll see if we
Yeah.
slide. A home game against Georgia would have been fire to me. And it feels funny, Damo, because in my head, long term, I'm thinking Georgia has no reason to play us. They already got to play at Georgia Tech, right? They ain't got no reason to play us. Like, they're just going to play 2 cupcakes just like we saw with UK schedule because they schedule so hard. Let me
Yeah,
just
that's
go
bro,
ahead. That
9-game
is
SEC
smoking.
schedule is tough, bro.
That's basically a pro.
That's
That's
tough,
basically a
bro.
pro schedule.
Like, I mean, all respect to the Big Ten, bro. All respect the Big Ten, but ain't nothing like SEC football, bro. They have SEC bias for a reason, bro. Like, that's crazy. You got Texas, Oklahoma, Alabama, LSU, Florida, Georgia, Texas A&M, Mississippi State. Damn, who am I missing? Tennessee, Mizzou,
You say South Carolina, Georgia.
Auburn, South Carolina.
There's no let up. The weakest teams
Them
are South Carolina,
tough, bro.
Vanderbilt, and
It's tough.
Auburn.
I didn't even say Vandy. I ain't even say Vandy yet. Like it's just tough, bro. It's a tough schedule.
It is.
Tough. It's tough.
It is.
Ole Miss. I didn't even say Ole Miss.
Miss. So it's just like
How many people's in the SEC now, bro? How many teams, bro, is in the SEC now? Cause
15?
SEC. I
It's not
feel like
15.
I feel like I heard somebody say 17, but I ain't sure.
It might make sense. I don't know. But
We didn't even say Arkansas, bro.
Arkansas, that's the weakest. My bad, y'all.
Alabama, Arkansas, Auburn, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, LSU, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Mizzou, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Texas A&M, Vanderbilt.
17,
16.
16.
Yeah, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yep, 16. It's
So
crazy.
yeah. So it's tough. That really is. So I just don't see when it's like the gaps between the have and the have nots are gonna get wider when you have to play a 9-game SEC schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I just don't see Will Stein eclipsing Mark Stoops' record because Mark Stoops got to play against one more weak team. Like just simply because of that. Like
Okay.
so I'm not gonna judge his record. I'll just see.
Think he gets a job anywhere else?
Defensive coordinator, hell yeah. Head coaching, if he wants to go down to Power 5, sure.
Yeah.
Is that what it is, Power 5? No, what they call it.
Group of
Group of 5, my bad. Group of 5. Yeah, I knew they should. Power didn't sound right. I'm like they don't got no power. Yeah. So all right, we'll start getting into this last little bit. The elephant in the room, from the womb to the tomb. You should have known. You should have known. Sherrone, not the king, but the pawn, and the white man, and the white man's playing. Says Dr. Umar. More. No, I was playing. I don't really like talking about it. I don't like shitting on another nigga. Like, that's not what I like to do. I don't like laughing at it. I don't think it's funny. I think it's outrageous. I think it's ridiculous. I think If you see me laughing, maybe it's a nervous laugh. I was just playing,
I don't
but
know, bro. It's a little funny, bro. I'm sorry.
I
I'm
know
sorry,
that's why I'm
bro.
like, I don't
I'm
like
sorry,
laugh. I
bro.
don't
Cause
like
you hear
laughing,
stuff, bro, like, we are the age of the crash out.
bro. I didn't realize that he was
We are the age of the crash out, bro. But this
just completely.
takes the cake, bro. This
This
takes
is
the cake.
like, all right. So for the people who don't know, let's run it down run it down for our audience. Sherrone Moore, ex-coach, head coach of the Michigan Wolverines, basically like a Fortune 500 company that was given to him by a cheater
His
named,
previous boss.
who's been known for cheating, but in a different way. Harbaugh, who's now at the Jim, who's now at the Chargers. He basically ran away from getting just penalized to death. And so who takes over? Sherrone Moore, 39-year-old, black man with a limitless, future as the University of Michigan. You just, black leadership, you don't get handed Fortune 500 companies like that. You do not.
And
The fact that he...
let me stop you right there before you keep going. People got to realize, like, when people are speaking on it from that point of view, like what they mean. There's context in people's message. So it's like, when Ryan Clark said what he said, he's saying it from a place of like what Marcus just said. We are not handed opportunities like that. So it's like when you do that, when you are in that position of power, you have to move very buttoned up. You have to move properly. So, for example, like for all the people that don't live in Louisville, like we got 3 public private schools in Louisville. That's
Right.
Male, that's Ballard, and that's Manual. But Manual is like the most prestigious, okay? When they did get a black coach, it got squandered. The opportunity got squandered by a man who was doing
Oh
things
gosh.
in the community that were unheard of and that shouldn't be done by any man. So when this is happening and he's abusing his power over people that are younger than him and under him, systemically, that job is never going to be given to another black man for a long time, if ever. So I just wanted to stop and say that, like, people
It's
have to
just,
realize when somebody speaks from that notion that, like, it's a tough thing for the African American community to stomach is for that exact reason. We're not given these opportunities very much. And so when an opportunity, granted, the man did coach and he did work his way up, but when the opportunity of Michigan football, which is a powerhouse of college football, a top 5 job in college football, you gotta be straight. You gotta be buttoned up, and you got the job, and you've already had turmoil within the job while you've had it. You've had to sit out games.
yeah,
Like, it's just
I don't, perspective wise, for like someone who may not understand too, it's like, we're not talking like politically, like I'm not getting into that. I'm saying more so when it comes to black leadership that we are generally not we're not backed with the most resources, right? I'll just give examples. So Obama takes over a floundering economy and his job basically is like, flip that shit, nigga. It's just like our JCPS superintendent, he's taken over, I mean, the
a
worst
shit show.
JCPS,
A
just
shit
just the
show.
worst. Shout out to my man's. I can't think of his name. I'm sorry, I'm
Dr.
forgetting your names.
Yearwood.
Dr. Yearwood. Shout out to Dr. Yearwood. He's taken over, I mean,
A shit show. A
under
shit show.
resourced.
Don't
And so,
don't try to we
but they
can't
all haven't.
we
No. I'm
gotta
saying it's
speak of what
under,
it is as a shit
but
show.
it's under resourced. Like, we don't have the same amount of like a Bill Clinton economy. Where someone's setting it up. It's like we're inheriting something that's already broken that we need to fix. Generally, when it comes to leadership, something that we don't agree with how he was coaching, but something Kenny Payne echoed, and it's just like people got mad at him for echoing it. People were really more mad the way it turned out. But anyways, the whole point is those opportunities generally, like a Mike Tomlin, like we love. That's why thank you, Mike Tomlin. You were given the keys to a Ferrari. It's still a Ferrari today. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it's
for
a
sure.
little old. It's a little beat up. It goes 9-7 every year, but it's still the Ferrari. You feel me? but but in that just in that mode, so it's like you know that this is a coveted opportunity, not even a position, but the opportunity itself, right? So it's like you cannot trick it off on nothing. And especially growing up, for people who don't know, in a black household, don't trick it off on a white girl. Like
Yeah.
that's almost sin in the black community. You tricked it off on a white girl too. Like we don't even, it's almost like the black community don't even want to come in and really like try to do anything to help you at that point. It's like,
And he did. Then he pulled the
and
high school. He pulled the high school shit up. I'm gonna myself like, come on, bro. You can't do that, bro. Like, you can't do that, bro. Like, he pulled that old high school move shit, bro. And here's the thing, bro. He didn't even cover. He didn't even try to cover his tracks, bro.
hold on. All right, so for the audience who don't know, I got some part of it, but this past summer, the school investigated a rumor Moore, who has a wife and 3 kids, is sleeping with his executive assistant, who Damo's alluding to, allegedly. Moore is also investigated 2 more times by the university for alleged conduct with women. Allegedly slides in the DMs of OnlyFans models on Instagram, allegedly. Fires assistant on Monday, but go ahead, Damo, because you're about to talk about her specifically.
Well, so let's kind of backtrack to what you were saying. So the university has come out that they did an investigation and they both denied it. And the university found, no wrongdoings for either party. They got word of it again, did another investigation, same results. And so during this time, though, the assistant that has been spoken of, they keep saying a staffer, it was his, administrative assistant basically to the head coach. Her salary was doubled from, in the mid, in the mid 50,000s or 40,000s or whatever, and it doubled. And there's been reports that, he was stalking her and they broke up and, he's been having this affair. They broke up and he's been stalking her and whatnot. So um she finally just broke and went to the university and told it all, went with the receipts. And so for people that don't understand how it works, like Marcus was kind of saying, it's like a Fortune 500 company. So when you are a CEO, basically, which is what the head coach is, right, of a company, you cannot have, any type of relations with your staff. Like it's called fraternizing. You can't do it. It's against the rules. And if you're caught doing it, you can be terminated. And so the thing about college coaches is they work under contracts. So this man's contract is, averages out to be about $5.5 million a year. And, he kind of blundered his life for some coochie, for lack of better terms. It's just
Some
lack of better
some
terms, bro. It's just lack of
some
better
Moochie.
terms. Yeah, he blundered his life for some coochie. Yeah, so it just it's it's disheartening, bro, because it's like,
And I
even
laugh at the pain.
if they fire you without cause, like if you just doing bad at your job, right? You still
That's
get
one thing,
paid. You still
right?
get paid. You fire,
Mark
you still
Stoops.
get paid,
Mark
It's
Stoops.
cool. Right. You still
Mark
get your money.
Stoops still the highest paid coach in Kentucky.
Right. So you still getting your money, right? But when you do something like this where it's controllable and you just gotta control yourself, and you're not controlling yourself around people that work for you, and you throwing your future away. Like, that's life-changing money, bro. So it's like, for people that are in our positions that looking at that type of money and that aspire to make that type of money and wanna do that, we looking at somebody who's throwing away the opportunity with disgust. Like, you throwing that opportunity away because you couldn't keep your cock meat in your pants. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just disheartening, bro, and it's disappointing to say the least. And then like you get caught and then you go over there and you break in the girl's house and then they said you got butter knives. Like you didn't even get like no, yeah, bro. Like that's the messed up thing, bro. He got butter knives, bro. Allegedly. And said he was going
allegedly, what the hell are you gonna do with a butter knife? Nigga gonna be sawing. He's gonna be sawing his shit.
So,
Ain't
bro,
nothing
it's
happening.
just I don't know, bro.
I'm sorry. That's not funny
It's
for
just a
people who
sad it's just sad, bro, that this happened, and then he crashed out and didn't get locked up for that, bro. Because and I know he was crashing out, bro. Like, because it's a one thing to get fired and they still got to pay you your buyout. They still got to pay you what's on your contract. But if you fire 4 calls because you are breaking rules, that's a different thing. And now you ain't never getting hired again. That's one of them things, bro. You ain't coming back from them, bro.
like
That's
it's
a
just gonna be hard enough to get a normal job as a nigga
Yeah.
who went to prison
So, man, I hope he
because
has some investments, bro. I hope, everything was he has some good financial advisors.
allegedly his I don't know if this is true, but his mama and grandmama basically like helped the police find him. Then he
I heard it was the wife,
yeah, the wife.
'cause she
Yeah.
had his location.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. It's a lot of things about this story, bro, that, it was
This
so
is
much stuff that was coming out, bro, that like, I don't know, it was so much stuff,
this is
when
the black
stories get to
culture's
swirling.
nightmare. This is a black
Yeah, because
culture's nightmare.
there was so many stories coming out, like, and I don't know if this one is true at all, but, like, one of the stories that came out was, like, you know, a DoorDash driver snitched on him because he had a Plan B, like, delivered to her house. You know, he ordered the DoorDash. So, like, I don't know if I don't know if that's true, but it's just so many stories that came out, bro, when it happened.
The black culture is in shock, and we need to further deliberate whether we want to keep him or trade him in the next racial
And
draft.
here's the thing, here's why, like, Ryan Clark, like, made that statement and, like, people are making that statement. This is the 3rd time it's happened, y'all. Not just by him. I'm not saying that this
Right,
is
right,
his
right.
3rd offense. I'm saying this is the 3rd time that it's happened. Mel Tucker at Michigan State, Ime Udoka at Boston Celtics, and now Sherrone Moore.
Yeah, but I have issue because only reason I say that is because it looks that way maybe because of the way that it happened. But there's some people who think, yeah, they say that, but they knew about it before the Ohio State game. Or there's some people who those coaches I'm not gonna name, but supposedly their wives left them because they were having an affair with somebody at their respective school as well.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say the name, but it's just like, why do certain coaches then, if that is the case, seem to get their stuff covered up while other coaches are disposable? I don't know. That's a further conversation. You feel me? That's
All I'm
maybe
gonna say is
we gonna end
Jay-Z
off
has a
that one.
I'm just gonna say
Oh,
Jay-Z has
stop
a
it!
song.
Stop it! Stop it!
That's all I'm gonna say.
If
Jay-Z
you know,
has a
you
song,
know.
bro.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know, but Jay-Z has a song, bro. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. That's
Speaking
all you can say. That's all you can say.
speaking of that song, Michael Jordan and NASCAR. That's a good segue.
Yeah, so you gotta school me on this, bro, because I'm not hip to this. I've seen the stuff. I've seen the him walking in the court and settlement posts and stuff like that, but I'm not hip to
To why?
yeah, I'm not hip to what's going on.
So Michael Jordan, we all know, owns a team, famously employs Bubba Wallace. I'm pretty sure I don't know if his contract's up with them or not. It may be, but black driver, of course. But Jordan, he's not like the other owners. He's Michael Jordan, right?
Yeah.
So Jordan's looking around and he's looking at his contract. He's like, so I'm an owner, but I'm looking through it and it says that I don't own the team. I'm just leasing it for like 7 years. Like y'all can literally like take my team from me after I pay for it, like it. And they were like, yeah. And he was like, and I look here and I'm like, I own the parts and I pay for it all, but I don't own them either. And they were like, yeah. And he was like, so I don't own the team and I don't own the things that the teams own, right? He was like, yeah. And I'm like, that has to be some antitrust laws in there that are not just that seems a little crazy, right?
Mhm.
And all the other owners of NASCAR, and there's more stuff to it, but all the other owners of NASCAR are kind of looking around like, you really want to poke that? Michael Jordan's like, I'm Michael Jordan. I do whatever I want to. And so the other owners are like, kind of like, this is just me, or kind of like, oh, okay. Try to, we'll follow his lead. Some of them will, some of them won't, some of them scared. Michael Jordan takes them and they settle.
Mm,
So I don't know what's with the settlement, but Michael Jordan came out not even shitting on them, just being like, I'm glad it happened this way. We found a resolution. Both sides figured it out. So we're not gonna act like this is one way or the other. He beat the shit out of him, and then at the press conference afterwards did, what he used to do. Just another day being Michael Jordan. Just go
yeah,
beat another nigga up on a different court, you feel me? So that's in short kind of what it is. There's more to it than that, but it's almost like, so I lease a franchise? And they were
yeah.
like, yeah. And they were like, yeah. It was
Mm-mm.
like, no, I don't. He was like, no, I don't. I spent all these millions. So
That's crazy.
that is.
Crazy, man.
So shout out
Yeah,
Michael Jordan, fighting for backwoods rights everywhere.
yeah. Equal rights in NASCAR.
Equal rights in NASCAR, Michael
And I'm not
Jordan.
hip to the NASCAR game, bro. So I
Me
can't
either.
really,
Me either. Me either. Duh. We ain't got to
I
go
know
there.
something, but I can't. If I could sit there and just watch people race cars all day.
Nah, and this is coming from a person who grew up at racetracks.
Yeah, that's different, bro. You can race motorcycles, bro,
Exactly. That's my
on a
point.
strip, bro. Y'all not turning corners.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't making left turns all day.
So much my car sits like this. I'm like,
Yeah.
nigga, what? So speaking of, this will be a good segue too from Jordan. This is just a random thought. So like, say we're doing hypothetical, right? And we
Hmm.
we say we switch Kobe and LeBron, the timing of their legacies. So LeBron's legacy was back when Kobe's was, and Kobe's more modern day, right? Say the same things happen though. So assume that Kobe still gets his rings and LeBron gets his rings, how they get them, right?
Hmm.
Do you think in our modern age today, the way that the media treats LeBron, that we would treat Kobe for losing that finals against the Pistons, the way that we treat LeBron and losing in comparison to, he'll never be as great as Jordan. He'll never be as great as Jordan. You see what he did in the finals? That's the first thing contrarians like to go to. Do you think they would that would have done the same thing to Kobe and tried to do his legacy that way and be
No,
like,
and here's why.
okay,
Here's
okay.
why I say. Here's why I say that.
He was closer to like that dog mentality or something.
No,
What?
I ain't even going.
What?
That's not where I'm even gonna go. I'm gonna say
What?
the reason LeBron gets the scrutiny that he gets is because he's the only player that's ever lived up to that type of hype. You see what I'm saying? So it's like Kobe was out of high school, was supposed to be a project, mid round, first round pick. Didn't really have the hype about him, and
That's a good perspective. I
you
like where you're
feel what I'm
going with
saying?
this. Yeah, I like it.
And he rose to the ranks of being the best player in his era. Michael
Right.
Jordan, same kind of same
Rose. They
thing,
all rose
but rose, you feel me? He never had he went to college. He was, he got drafted behind another person or two. He had to sit behind James Worthy at North Carolina. But whereas to LeBron was people was talking about him as a freshman until he was a senior in high school. And he was just covered the way he was covered. And he was hated before he even got to the league.
by his own
And then,
teammates.
yes. And then
Even that's how bad it was, even by his
And
own
then, like,
teammates.
what people have to understand is, like, there's never been a guy there's only been 2 guys that have
Yeah.
been drafted by their hometown team, and that were, like, bigger than life, and that I can remember in my time, and that's Derrick Rose and that's LeBron James, right? So it's like, Derrick Rose brought Chicago back to, like, having this allure, like, getting to the playoffs, having a guy, right? LeBron James did for Cleveland what nobody has ever done for Cleveland, right? And so he was doing all this without any help. Like if you can name 5 players from his first tenure at Cleveland, you're not gonna be like, okay, respectable career. You're not
Come
gonna
on.
be like, I
Let's
remember
go.
that guy from this stop.
Kiss, Anderson Varejao, Dante, what's his name? What's it? I can't go any further. What's my boy Jones? What was his name with the cornrows? It was like Darnell something. Was it like Donnell something? Donnell.
You talking
That
about?
wasn't the light skinned dude who was like he wasn't even that good. Jamario Moon.
You had fucking Booby Gibson.
These are good, but you talking about good players now. I'm just talking about players when he first that he just had to
Uh,
deal with before he even got Booby.
well, I mean, shit, you had
He
wasn't
had Mo
Carlos Boozer on
Williams,
that team? Carlos Boozer,
Carlos Boozer before he left. Yeah, that was just for a
Darius
quick second.
Miles, Ricky
Darius
Davis.
Mouse, God,
mm, Let's see. But then, then you have like Eric Snow,
God,
Booby Gibson, Mo Williams. Like, you see what I'm saying? So
Damon
like
Jones, Damon
Damon
Jones.
Jones. So LeBron really he really like
Yes,
lived up to the
but
hype. I'm saying
but I
I'm
agree
s-
with you though because his plight is like unlike anybody else in probably all the sports ever.
and that's that's why I say that.
Not the
And
same.
it's never been like that for any other superstar, especially in the NBA. So,
I don't think any other one ever.
yeah, so like for him to come in, live up to the hype, do what he's supposed to do what he did and like exceed that cuz like getting to the finals is one thing, but at one point we saw LeBron in the finals every year. It's just one of those things where it's just I think it's tough and we're not going to
Interesting.
really understand his greatness until he's gone. It's one of
I
those things
totally
like
no, I totally agree. And then everyone's gonna be like, I want somebody like LeBron. He's gonna be like,
it's,
damn Martin Luther King or something. He
yeah,
did
it's never
everything
going to be
right.
another one.
He was nonviolent. He didn't
Yeah,
do
and
anything.
it's never going to be another one. So
It'll never be right.
but I think people gotta really start realizing that and it's okay to have the debate about who's the greatest and stuff like that, but people really gotta start realizing like the greats that we saw. Like we're never gonna see that shit again. Like, God bless the dead, but we're never gonna see another Kobe Bryant.
I know. So for like people, I don't know. We alluded to earlier. For people who don't know, though, Lou Williams going in on Chandler Parsons talking about there's no way
As
Kobe's
he
not
should
in
have
yo.
though. As
He
he
should
should
have.
have.
And that needs to be more content like that. That's the realest shit. That's what
As
we
he
want
should
and
have.
need.
Because like
Because that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Because like he said, bro, I don't know why people act like that. Since he's dead, we want to do this and that. Since he's passed away, it's like you would not act that way. Chandler Parsons would not act that way if he was alive. He would not dare. He would not. And if he did, I don't know if he could really look Kobe in the eye, and Kobe would probably just be like, "Yeah, all right." You know what I'm saying? Like,
Because, don't get it twisted, bro. Tim Duncan was great because the whole conversation for the people that don't know, and maybe we can maybe stitch it in
yeah,
like
right,
when
right.
we clip it. Chandler Parsons basically said there was some type of list or something, and he said that Tim Duncan was a better player than Kobe Bryant. And yes, Tim Duncan was great,
Yes.
but we talking about somebody who transcended the game of basketball. And there's only 3 people that have transcended the game of basketball. 4 now, excuse me, because I'm gonna put Steph Curry in there. But there's only 4 people that have transcended the game of basketball. And I can put like an honorable mention of Allen
What?
Iverson in there. Allen Iverson was on a different level of how he transcended the game, right? Like he
Right.
transcended it on a regular level, but as far as star power, like just skill on the basketball court, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. And to me, LeBron James is the GOAT. That's my opinion. But we're not gonna sit here and act like Kobe being Bryant, bro, is not top 3. You can interchange the 3 however you want. I ain't gonna get mad at you. I might debate you.
Neither. Right.
I might debate you. But
But that's cool.
those 3 are cemented, bruh. Those 3 are cemented in history as the 3 GOATs of basketball, of our era, however you wanna call it. We can say Bill Russell, we can say Wilt Chamberlain, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. We can give all those players their respect that they need and that they deserve. When we're talking about what we watched and how the players did it, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. And I'm saying them in order as they came because that's how they came. If I had to put a GOAT on it, to me, LeBron James is my GOAT. And that's just me. But that doesn't slight Kobe Bryant, that doesn't slight Michael Jordan. I said it to Marcus earlier, like, it's one of those things where even if you don't like the player, you gotta respect him. A lot of
Yep.
people didn't like Tom Brady, but they knew
Right. I
with
didn't like
Tom
Tom
Brady
Brady.
playing,
I definitely
respect him.
respected him though. I
Just
definitely
just like
his
now, a lot of people
competitive
don't like
his competitive
and the reason people don't like him is because of the competitive nature and they want. See, when you win a lot and you consistently win, and people don't want to see that. People want to see different stuff. That's why
Yep.
people don't like Mahomes because Mahomes just wins.
Exactly. Yep.
He just wins.
Yep.
So it's one of those things, bro, where it's like, it's unfortunate that people try to play with Kobe's legacy, and maybe it's because he's passed away, but it's like we should never play with that man's legacy, bro. We just should never do
They
it,
just
bro.
want to talk percentages or this and that. I'm just like, stop
I'm
it.
not hearing that,
Dude,
bro.
we were there.
We were there.
We were there.
We were there.
Like Tim Duncan needed a whole
116, 115, 114. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. We we gotta see it.
and I'm sure people will
It's
say, well,
different, bro.
Tim Duncan won this many. Well, Tim Duncan, that's like you said, that is
But I'm
greatness,
saying
right? But we're
bro,
talking about something
it's how
as
you do it, bro. It's how you do it. To
because
me,
that's what we're
how
talking
you
about.
measure legacy, bro, is how you do it and then how you affected
Right. How
how
you
other
affect it.
people played the game and how you affected the basketball community, bro.
Right. Your overall
Like,
output, your overall,
overall
yeah,
output, bro,
like it's more than
we talking
just
about
like
jersey sales, shoe sales, ticket sales, ratings.
just
As much as people like know the Spurs won, people be like, I ain't watching the Spurs. It's boring.
that's
Like
not a
points
that's
matter, bro.
that's the Spurs is
Style
not a
points
brand.
matter.
The Spurs is not a brand franchise, and they've won just as like the Patriots.
Yeah.
They're more brand of a franchise than the Spurs are when it comes. And you can say, well, football's bigger. I don't care. Y'all both win the most championships, and probably who else has won the most championships besides him since we've been alive? Is that it?
What football or basketball?
In both, is it the Patriots and the Spurs, or is Steph Curry, Steph and the Lakers maybe are probably close?
Steph and them got 4. They got 4
The Lakers had 5, right?
since we've
How
been
many?
alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, the Spurs are right up there too. Spurs have had
6. No,
Spurs have
5.
had 5. Okay, so that's why I'm like, so basically at the end of the day, they're at the top. But as brands, the Spurs is not a brand. Nobody rocks Spurs shit. They might rock some retro, some with the old school colors, the orange and the pink and the blue or something, the aqua, whatever. But nobody's really like that's not. And then the players on top of that, they never have any transcendent culture. That's why it's like Tim Duncan being in the discussion sounds like Chandler Parsons being a dork. Like it
Yeah.
sounds like him
And that's
like
bro,
being
that's and
a big fundamentalist of
that's where I
commentating or
come from.
something.
That's where I'm saying, bro. Like, okay, so you made some great points about branding, right? So like Jordan is a brand. Kobe
LeBron
is
is
a brand.
yeah,
LeBron is a
is a
brand.
brand.
Tim Duncan was not a brand. You see what I'm saying? Like when we talking about legacy, that's what we talking about. I don't care if you feel like he's a better basketball player. He wasn't. But I'm just talking about transcending the game on and off the court, bruh. If you that type of guy, you're a brand. All of the people that we talking about, first name basis. We don't say Tim.
We'll say
Oh,
Duncan.
Timmy. Timmy was cold. We say Tim Duncan. You see what I'm saying? So it's like these guys are brands, bro. I'm just being real, bro. We talk, bro. If we talking about it for real, everybody that is a brand, they on first name basis in
You're
basketball.
right. You're right.
Everybody.
Magic, Larry,
And I know it might seem like I'm
Isaiah.
a it might seem like I'm a Tim Duncan hater because we had a conversation about the ice cream sandwiches in the other podcast episode. I'm just saying, bro, like we just gotta keep it real, bro. Like we just gotta keep it real when it comes to the straightforwardness of, you know what I'm saying, talking about it, bro. Like, and I respect Tim Duncan, dog. But he just
I
was,
totally forgot about that. I totally
bruh, the
forgot.
man's nickname was the Big Fundamental. Come on, man.
Chandler. And he has people like Chandler Parsons having to give him his
And Chandler
Tim Duncan.
Parsons, man.
Tim Duncan was about to come up there and be like, "Nigga, shut up."
Shout out to all I can say is shout out to Lou Williams, bro, because Lou Williams really probably wanted to smack him, bro. He probably wanted to look at him like, boy, if you don't get your like, boy, get
Looking
the
at
fuck
us.
out of here.
Right.
You can't sit here and tell me, bro, that some people might think you got an argument. I ain't hearing that, bro. No. Tim Duncan was not a better basketball player than Kobe Bean Bryant. And I'm not a big Kobe fan, bro. I'm not saying that I don't like him.
That's
I
funny.
just wasn't a huge Kobe fan like that because he ran my guy out of town. Shout out to Shaquille O'Neal. You feel me? But like, come on, Kush. We ain't we ain't doing this, bro. I I watched Kobe, bro. I watched Kobe, and I watched Tim. Not a better basketball player than Kobe Bryant, bro. That's just
That's
the
what it
truth.
is. Just yeah. So it's just what it is. So then let me see. We ain't gonna talk about Diddy. We'll talk about that. Have you seen have you seen
No Diddy.
have you seen Audi Crooks, the big center for Iowa State's women's basketball team?
Yes,
Bruh.
I
She
have.
balls.
She does.
She balls. Bro, she balls, bro.
She does ball.
I can
How do
I
you
can
stop
help.
him? I don't know how you
This
stop
is
it.
this is the thing. You just put 4 shooters out there and then dare them to get the offensive rebound because when that ball bounces up and it's right above her, that's
How do you
automatic 2
stop it?
points, bro. You
I'm
don't.
just I'm gonna snap. I'm
I
bruh, like,
mess with her.
this is no disrespect at all. I'm just 'cause I'm big. I'm surprised at her conditioning, bruh.
Me too.
Like, bruh.
She she
I
does
don't
well.
Yeah,
She
bruh, like,
played a
I
good amount of
hey,
time the other night. She played a good stretch. I'm
man,
like,
I'm surprised at her conditioning, man. That's a tough
and she was
bruh.
still.
Basketball is hard, bruh.
It is,
Basketball
bro.
is hard.
It is. And it's not like, because people don't understand, it's a little bit easier as a guard. Like as a big man, you're down there banging on both ends nonstop. Then you running, then you get down
Yeah.
there, and then you banging. Like, I don't think people take that into account. But she's dope. Shout out to Audi, Unstoppable. But when I saw her, I'm like, Escalade, RP Escalade.
Tough.
So, Mark used to hoop in the sack. He said Escalade used to be in there. He used to run with him a couple times.
Mhm.
His big, his he was the point forward. He was the Tim Duncan of and1, the big fundamental.
Right, right.
And he could dunk. I'm trying to see Audi. I'm trying to see her play somebody, but they undefeated. They tough. But I think that's it for real. Unless what you got? You got anything else?
No, I think we covered everything, man, that I wanted to talk about, man. We talked about the Sherrone more. We talked about Louisville. We talked about. Oh, hold on. So you need to clip this part. You need to clip this where we at. 57-33. Our bet is still on. It looks like y'all might get to them 10.
You think so? We have 4 games left. We have to win 3 of them, right?
Hey,
So we go 2-2. You
hey,
might get some
I'm
water
just
dumped
saying,
on your
bro.
head.
I'm just saying.
You might get
I'm
some water
just
dumped on your
saying.
head.
Y'all
So
got a one that y'all should win on Monday. Right? Y'all got one y'all should win on Monday with the Dolphins.
yeah,
You
TJ
should
Watt.
win.
I got a collapsed lung, so
Yeah. Hey, real talk. Them doctors better give me my money. That's what I would tell them, boy. Hey, ain't no way y'all gonna make me have a collapsed lung off some treatment, bro. We got to give me my money.
that's what the same thing I was thinking. I'm like, let me go ahead
Just
and
like
get
that
this settled.
Tyrod Taylor, bro.
Yeah,
Give
let
me
me go
my
get this
money.
settled. Yeah,
Give
yeah.
me my
You gave me
money.
something that made my lung collapse, nigga.
Give me my
Nah,
money, man.
yeah.
Okay, so who's y'all last 4 games? You got Dolphins.
At the Lions,
Okay, okay. Who's the
the
second to last? I
Browns,
know. That's a winnable, bro. That's a winnable. That's
Shedeur.
a winnable.
Last time we played him, Dylan Gabriel was looking stupid out there. So totally different game.
That's a winnable.
And then to finish the season,
It's the Ravens. It's gonna come down to it, bro. I'm just saying, bro. I
that's what I
told y'all was gonna win 10 games. So
That's gonna be an exciting way to end the season, seeing if a bucket of water is gonna be on it. Cause
no,
I
what did we say? We gotta go back, bro, because I feel like
okay.
y'all said 10 and I said 9.
Yes, exactly. So that's why I'm like, I feel like we have to get to 10. So that's why I'm like,
Oh
we have
no,
to.
I feel like
I see us
I
winning
just said
two.
y'all was gonna have
I
a
just don't
winning
know
record,
three.
I think. I think I said y'all was gonna have a winning record.
You made us
So we
pick a
got
number.
I did. I just don't remember exactly what it
I'm
was.
pretty sure it was 10 because you said
Yeah.
we wasn't gonna go 9-8 again. But
Oh, okay. Okay.
I
I
think
we
that's what it is.
we gotta go back and look, bro, because we got to that has to be we gotta do that pod. I'll come over and get y'all, or
Yeah, we
y'all can
gotta do
come
that.
over and get me
That'll
in
do
the
numbers.
driveway, whatever. But yeah, we got to
That'll do
do it.
numbers.
Yeah,
That'll
for
do
sure.
numbers.
For sure. So,
So,
and then I guess we didn't really talk about the Shedeur of it all
oh
either.
yeah, Shadeur, real quick.
We didn't really talk about that.
If y'all don't, you mess with Mark Phillips, RDC,
I
RDC
I I do,
World.
but I don't think I ain't really looked at that video, like, all the way through, like, I gotta go look at it now, bro, because I done seen, like, little clips of it, but I ain't watched the whole thing.
Bruh, it is hilarious. Nigga got mad at the tight end. He said, boy. He said, what? He said, boys.
I gotta
He
watch it.
was getting racist. He was, hey, that was a good video. That was a good one.
I
I think
think,
the Browns might have to look at themselves after Mark Phillips did them like that. I'm not even gonna lie.
So what do you think about, like, the media and stuff about when it comes to Shedeur, I guess? What do you think? Because like, I seen one of the guys, like, that's a Browns he's, like, a Browns, like, super fan or whatever, and he streams the games live and, like, commentates the games. I can't think of his name right now, but he comes up on my algorithm on Facebook all the time. Like, they didn't why haven't they interviewed Dylan Gabriel when he's a backup? Why didn't they interview Dylan Gabriel when Shedeur was named the starter for the rest of the season? Why does he have to be humble and, like, be better off the field? He hasn't done anything off the field but get speeding tickets. He's not asking for y'all to come interview him. Y'all came and interviewed him when he's at his locker. And when he's miming and not saying something, like, yeah, that was immature of him, but it's like, that's better than him saying some shit that would get him into trouble. Because
Yeah, 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 yeah.
every time he says something, y'all get upset about how he says it or whatever. And then it's like, I have a problem with, like, media in general, not just at Shador, but just like, I know that they gotta have tough questions and, like, they gotta have
It's
stuff
not
to
true.
create stories, but, like,
Some
I just
places
don't be
do, some
liking
places don't.
I don't be liking how the media just be fishing for wrong answers so they can, like, create a narrative.
I think that's the issue is that they're in the narrative chasing business instead of the journalism business. I think journalism may have changed when it comes to competing with modern day, clicks of, just
Okay,
whatever and
and
stuff
that
like
makes a lot
that.
of sense because 'cause we're gonna talk about something else before we hop off here too, 'cause,
Okay.
I need you I need you to tune in if you haven't already, but I agree with that to a certain extent.
Like it's hot takey. So like they want something hot takey from Shedeur like all the time, but it's like we wanted
Yeah,
like like uh, they like some I feel like it's like I didn't like the way your daddy did it. How come you didn't learn that this is the way we want you to do it and you still not doing it that way? Because of that, like I feel like you just being some hard headed like kid or something. Like it's the way they treating them. And it's like I'm a grown
yeah,
man with a contract who gets paid to help my team win. And it, sometimes it feels like some of the things that you're doing is actually going against our best chances to win the game. And that's even more disgusting than you just treating me bad.
yeah. I
Like
don't
that's the
know, bro,
way
I
that
just
I
think
feel about it.
I think when and I think it's, like, I don't know, I don't wanna race bait or rage bait, but it's just like
Right.
when
You just
when
don't
African
like them.
Americans have confidence, bro, it comes off as arrogance, and it's like
But how come
they want us to fall in line. They want
But
us
how
to
come
fall in line
Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo can be the way that they can
because,
be?
bro, we all know, but I'm just saying they want us, like, fall in line and, like, be these buttoned up people. It's just like, bro, we humans too. We we come from different backgrounds and cultures, so it's like, my level of buttoned up might not be like, "Hey, my name's Jim, and I'm just here, and I'm just doing the best that I can." Like, "Nah, bro." You get up there, ask him a question, he's gonna answer the questions how he sees fit, and he's doing it in a respectful manner, but y'all, like, chasing the
Jalen
negative
Hurts
stuff.
does it. Jalen Hurts does it. He gets up there and tells them like this or that, or just like, but he does it in a way that they find acceptable. Even though I'd say if you ask somebody, he doesn't talk like a quarterback. Like he's still like a
Yeah,
cool guy, like in class, who's like sits back and like, yeah, but I'm the
yeah,
captain. It's like when really I want him to be, more of the traditional mode. You know what that means? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like that's weird.
I
It
just
gives
feel
off
like
like weird behavior.
it's just a unfair thing for, like, and it's crazy because, like, we are the majority now in the NFL when it comes to the quarterbacks, like, almost, like, you got Jalen Hurts, you got Dak Prescott, you got
Yeah,
Kyler
yeah,
Murray, you got Geno
yeah.
Smith, but it's like you want 'em to come up there and, and I think
And play the game and
and play the game, like you said, and play the
how
game.
how you would have played, how you want it played, and it's just like I don't know if you realize you're past that. It gives off weird like old man control energy of like that's the way that I feel.
Yeah, I'm the same way, bro. I'm the same way. I don't agree with it, and I feel like they just trying to like
The weirdest part
they
is he
still
don't get in
trying to
trouble.
humble him. Like they still
He
trying to
don't get in
humble him, and
trouble.
it's like he already got humbled. Like you know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't draft him where he should have been drafted. Even if you didn't grade him as a first round pick, right?
You still affected his self-worth, where
Yeah,
it was just like
and like if you
you
didn't
taught
grade him as a first round pick, Shedeur Sanders should have been a first day or a second day draft pick. He
simple
should
as
have been
that.
a first or a second day draft pick,
Simple as that.
right? So,
As
like, you
simple as
might
that.
not have graded him as a number 1, and I can see that. I'm not one of the people that are gonna sit here and say, "He
I
should have
would have
went number
said
1 overall." You know what I'm
solid
saying?
second round though.
But he should have
Solid,
been
solid second
he should
round.
have been drafted in the second round, and there's a lot of
Solid.
teams that need quarterbacks.
Because Philip Rivers is 45 years old and getting calls from
Hello?
like that's disgusting.
Hello?
I thought the same thing. I'm glad Damian Woody said it because like that's disgusting. Like and it just
Very
is.
disgusting, and
I don't want to. I'm
but you're
not
not
watching
gonna
that.
sit here and tell me that you can't call Cam Newton at 36. Like, you're not gonna sit here and tell me you can't call
And
Cam Newton at
say
36.
you'd rather call a dude who's 9 years older in the most physical sport besides
And looks like he
UFC.
been out of foot it looks like he been out of football for 5 years.
He's a grandparent. No offense to grandparents, but are any
Yeah,
of
but,
y'all
like, come
playing
on, man.
37U?
And then he's like, if they asked him, he don't even know his playing weight. He don't know how much he weigh. You can tell he, gaining a little pounds. So, like, it's just one of them things, but it's just like, it's the principle that counts, bro. Y'all coulda
I
called
can't,
Cam Newton.
but that's two franchises where I look at the Browns and I look at the Colts and I'm like, I'm sorry, it's sports leagues, but y'all want me to invest in like this betting culture that y'all have. Why would I ever bet when I got one franchise who's putting out a 45-year-old product and you got the other one who's literally when the last play of the game to win the game is taking the guy who got him into the position to win the game in the first place. Like that was so disgusting to me that I can't in good faith like that's where I'm like, yeah, we're gonna beat the Browns. Of course we're gonna beat the Browns, Damo. Why wouldn't we? With shit like that happening and
Hey,
us with a chance to go to the playoffs, we're gonna lose to that? Fuck no, we're not. Kevin
no.
Stefanski is gonna throw a grenade and then make Shedeur jump on it before that shit happens.
Dang, we didn't even talk about Joe Burrow's comments. Did you hear his comments?
Nope, nope. Is is he done? The only thing I heard is that it seems like this is the beginning of the end of his time in Cincinnati. That's the only thing that I saw, and I didn't get to click on it.
It's either that or, like, football, period.
That
He
sounds about
just
right to me.
like, it's giving Carson Palmer and, Andrew Luck
Andrew
vibes. So,
Luck.
like, I watched Get Up the last 2 days, and he's been sacked 29 more times than Andrew Luck had been at this point in time in his career, and 13 less games. So
30 more times, 13 less games.
29, damn near 30 times, 13 less games. Something crazy like that. He was just basically saying that it's not fun right now. He wants to continue to have fun, but if it's not fun, then why does he want to keep doing it? And it's hard, to put your mind and your mind and your body through what he's been through. You know, he wants to get back to having fun if he's not having fun. So I don't know, man.
We might
Franchises
lose
matter,
another
man.
great. We might lose another great.
We
It's
might
like
lose it, but
UK.
it just let you
It's
know
like UK.
franchises matter. I tell people all the time franchises matter. I'm a part of a horrible franchise because it's, you know, irresponsibly ran. You look at the coach that we fired that had just won coach of the year a year before he got fired, and he's damn near got the best record in the league. And first year coach probably gonna win the division and quite possibly might have a first round bye. It's all about man, people gotta start making these decisions and they gotta start giving people these chances. Like I watch Get Up, I watch a lot of this guy's breakdowns. I follow him on Twitter. And I felt like my franchise should have hired him as a GM 2 separate times, and we never even had him in the building. But Louis Riddick needs to be somebody's GM.
Yep, definitely. He should have been though. That's old. That's old
He's
news.
very good
Almost.
at
That's almost old news at this
he's
point.
very good
Shit.
at evaluating talent. He knows what he's talking about. He
Yep.
knows what he's doing.
And he's been done
So
knowing what he talks
yeah,
about.
so it's just like people gotta start taking heed to that and then understanding like what kind of coaches they have in their building and what they should do. So you can't really fall into the, we're not winning this way, we want to win this way type of thing and wanting to go a different direction. Like if you got a good coach, you gotta keep on to him. So that's why I tell Pittsburgh fans, like, be careful what y'all ask for because,
Grass
if
ain't
you
always
don't get it
greener.
it's not. And so it's like if I as
Grass
a
ain't might
Pittsburgh
grow for 20 years. You feel me?
as a Pittsburgh fan, I'm gonna ask you if y'all did say move on from Mike Tomlin, who would be a short list? Like, give me two people, short list, two strong candidates that you would want to see as your coach. And that's all I'd be trying to say. It's tough. It's tough.
Right now with the environment, I can't see somebody who stands out above the rest. That's my issue.
It's gotta be somebody proven. You're not bringing
And
somebody in Pittsburgh that's not
it's
proven.
gonna have to be a coordinator. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like somebody you have to give a new chance to and hope that he's, can find a new
Joe
ceiling.
Brady, maybe. See what I'm
That
saying?
could be a possibility. But but still, like you saying it doesn't move the needle for me,
Yeah.
in any little bit where it's just like, yeah, Joe Brady, I've done probably. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like as a head coach, it's like, and then like Marcus Freeman, somebody like the top of college football doesn't excite me either. Like getting a head coach, I don't see nobody down there. So at the current time, I just
Speaking of Marcus Freeman, do you agree with them not playing in the bowl game?
nah, they got to be better Christians, man. They got to be better
My
Christians.
God.
God don't like it.
My
God
God.
don't. Yeah, God don't like your attitude.
That college football stuff is so crazy, bro. That shit is
They
nuts.
love drunk off. That's a lot of pride. That's a lot of pride. They wake up and they sip. That's a lot of pride. The nerve to talk like that to the ACC is like it's like a child talking to their
Yeah, like how do you, bro?
stepmama.
What do you
It's
want
like
them
their
to do, bro?
stepmama.
What
It's
do you
like,
want the ACC to do, bro? Like you're not in their conference, bro. So how you want them to support you? What?
but
That doesn't even
somebody
make no
said this.
sense.
Somebody, it's like your side chick trying to, I want to come to Christmas, girl. What?
No, no.
You know I have a main chick, and both of y'all okay with it. Now you want to be the main chick? Oh no, that's crazy. That's what it gives vibes of. It's like, yes, like you spend a lot of money on me, and I spend some money on you, but like you're still not my main chick. The fuck, what you
Right.
doing now? You feel me? It's just Notre Dame was very bad to me. I didn't like that, and it could single handedly like be a domino effect to where other people are like, I don't respect bowl culture no more either. Like it might come to a point where we have to create two different playoffs
Yeah.
or something like that. So crybaby-ish, very crybaby-ish. I didn't like it. It's just that's weird. That's weird behavior to me. So,
True.
and they should have gone and played the Mormons. Like, I want to see that every year. I want to see a Notre Dame and BYU bowl. I want to see. I want to see Jesus Christ in the center of that field.
You are a fool.
So I want to see who fights for God, who God loves more. That's crazy. They're gonna be like, I hate this nigga. Yeah, I think it's everything. I think it's everything, right? I think it's everything.
Have you seen like I like when the people are beefing, bruh. Do you know who Pablo Torre is?
Right. Nick Wright. That's why I did the hypothetical thing to you, bro, about the Kobe and LeBron thing. It was because of Nick Wright. He was shitting
What
on
was he
he
shitting
was
on
like,
Kobe?
yeah, he was shitting on Kobe. He just said some shit that's like, it was somebody where it was like, he only has this many this. And I'm like, here goes, it's Chandler Parsons again. Somebody who just says, well, if you look at the stats, he's the best scorer ever. So he has to be the best player ever. And we're just like, shut the fuck up, little nerd boy. Like, I don't even treat people like that, but you're acting like that. You're giving that. You're like little dude who like has to bark super loud in the room. Like, rah, 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 rah. It's like, shut up, Nick. Shut up. Like,
I
that's the
mess
way I
with Nick
feel.
Wright though, but him and him
I'm on
and
Pablo's side. I'm on Pablo's side.
you on
So
Pablo's
if you
side on that?
yeah, and I'm not really
Mm,
like a huge Pablo fan. I'm not a huge
mm.
Pablo fan. But in
I ain't gonna
essence,
lie, bro.
I'm not
He son Pablo, bro, in them talks, bro. He got him, in my opinion. In my opinion.
I just I just think Nick is I don't even want to say it this way, but I think that's Nick's arena. I think that's Nick's arena. Like he's a I don't want to
I see what you're saying. I see the hot takey arena type of
yeah,
thing.
like
I got
it's
you.
hard to he's Charlie Kirkish. Like you ain't go
Oh, that's tough. I don't know about that one. But
like
I'm just saying,
like
like, I feel like, bro, when
the
you
way he can construct the
even if
argument,
you
like
defending
it's hard to
yourself,
beat him. It's hard to
it is,
beat.
but even if you defending yourself, bro, like you
He
gotta be
plays the
able to stand
game.
on your points, bro, and you gotta be able to make clear and concise
That's why I said
persuasions.
in essence, I agree with Pablo, like how it started out, but like I agree with you. Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
Cause he was like, one of the things he was like,
it was like the
they
things that
arguing
Nick
over
does
like
that I agree with.
investigative journalism and versus what Nick Wright does. And he was just basically saying like, he basically was saying, I can do what you do, Pablo, but you can't do what I do.
And I
You
would
couldn't
say
succeed in what I
and
do.
I would say and I would say to Nick, your job matters less. That's just me. I think
Mm,
investigative journalism matters more. So you're saying you can't do what I do. And I'm like, yeah, but what I do wins games, what you do sells tickets.
mm.
That's why I
That's a
say
good
like
I like that one.
in essence, I agree with like with Pablo, but like at the end of the day, like if people like hot takey culture and Nick Wright is like Starbucks and everyone gets Starbucks in the morning and it's not the healthiest option, but it's what sells the most,
Mhm.
okay. Okay, Pablo. Like I think Pablo kind of inflates he does inflate kind of like not journalism, but like he kind of inflates not his self worth, but something in that whole mix where it's kind of like, look at journalism, look at we need to, do this and do that, and we need to do it like this. And it's almost like I agree with Nick on that part where it's like it can look a lot of different ways. Like you don't gotta say that what I'm doing is shit or just like
Right,
even
right,
compare
right,
it. You don't
right.
even gotta
Yeah.
compare it. We can both have our lanes, like, you just don't gotta be a competition between us. Maybe you know what I'm saying? That's just the way I feel about it, like, Nick's really I don't think not a lot of people can beat Nick. I think he's like a debate king, like, he constructs arguments so well
Yeah.
that, like, I don't
And
wanna
he's
debate him about
super
him
intelligent.
and
Yeah.
Max Kellerman would be fire.
And
Him
that
and
was
Max
about to be
Kellerman
my
would be
that was gonna be my last thing
they'd be
that I
like Joe Rogan for
wanted to
niggas.
talk to you about was, about Max, like, finally speaking out, and, like so here's my thing about Stephen A. I'm sick of Stephen A. I'm sick of him. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't watched First Take in a
You
long
talked
time.
about it. Yeah, I know.
I probably haven't watched First Take since Max.
That's yours, son.
And it's because and I watched some of the interview with him and Bill Simmons. And like Max makes some good points, right? Like he makes some good points. And just the way that Stephen A is like going about his business now, bro, is just like really different, bro. And you can kind of see the shift. Not kind of, you can see the shift where it's like he loathes for the credit. he wants the credit of making you hot. He wants the credit of saying, "I gave you this opportunity, blah, blah, blah. I chose you," right? And
Vanity. Yeah, like
and so now it's like a revolving door of characters on his show versus somebody he's debating every day, right? And so Max is so, like you said, when like him and Nick Wright will be fire. Max is so educated and he speaks so well without having to be a character, right? And so, and he stands on his points and he's like, he's liberal. He's a liberal thinker.
right.
So he's not going to pander to what the masses want to hear. He's going to say the things that really
Make you
ignite,
think.
ignite
Right. Right.
conversation and ignite your brain to actually
Right. Get
like
the juices flowing and
get the
going
juices
and like,
flowing,
yeah.
right?
And not
And
just
so,
like an
like,
action move. Yeah.
to me, it's like Stephen A. done went around and to all these platforms before him and was like, I got rid of Max. Like, we just didn't click. We didn't work. And so,
Damage control.
but Max didn't say a thing, bro, for 2 years. He didn't say nothing. He got demoted and he ran his own radio show with Keyshawn Johnson and
Your
Jason
boy.
Williams.
Yeah.
Jason Williams. And like,
Yeah.
started, bro, that's when my shift started. I started to watch them every morning because I was like, I like the form of the debate shows, but then it's like when y'all start chasing topics and start like trying to find topics or making up stuff just for, like you said, hot takey culture, clickbait, all this stuff. I ain't with that. With the dogs.
Yeah, this nigga Leo over here getting old and shit.
No, you good.
But nonetheless, I thought about this, just an interesting theory that may relate to what you're saying. It's just easier to sell to the masses, and the masses are gonna be less educated. And he kind of dumbed the show down, taking Max off and turning it into more of a look who's on there. What's his name? Mad Dog? Mad Dog
Come
Chris?
on, bro.
That's the total opposite of Max, though. That's literally dumbing it down and like screaming, like, barbershop, literal, like imagine we go into the barbershop and we talking about X and O's, blah blah. Then when you in the barbershop, a couple silly niggas come in. Now they all talking, the conversation all slips. It's all a bunch of silly just shit that we wasn't talking about, and just I feel like it's that. I feel like it's kind of like you're selling that though. Maybe that's something that like business, like not business, but like, it's just something that's popular to do right now. Not to make
Yeah.
it political, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's just a sign of the
But it is
time. So it's
political,
like,
bro.
as,
Like it just
but
it if you're
it's a
not
good
trying to make
strategy.
it though,
It's a
you
good
might not.
strategy.
It is, but it's just I don't know, bro. Like,
Effective. I'm not going to say good. I'll
yeah.
say effective. I'll say it.
Like
Yeah. So it's like,
I'd rather watch a show like Get Up in the morning now because it's like everybody has different opinions, but it's not like
exactly.
it ain't screaming and talking heads going back and forth with each other and doing all that.
But it's not boring. It is a little exciting. It's not like I wake up and it's just like, it's not like the news, but like it's still exciting, but it doesn't have to not sell its soul to be exciting. But you know what I mean? Change its whole, just complexion of the show just to fulfill something. It's just like they doing them. It feels more of
Mhm.
that. So I agree,
Oh
I
no,
agree with you.
I'm just like now that he's probably done getting paid from ESPN. And now he's about to start, like he started working a little bit with he does, like, a boxing podcast, and then he's about to I don't know if you've seen it, but he started a podcast with Rich Paul.
Hell no.
So, um, just interested to
Is it
see, like, how he bounces back and how he's able to.
attack? Are they about to attack the LeBron disinformation
No, I
pushers
don't
out
know.
there?
I don't know. I don't know. I
I'm
mean,
sure that's what
they
that.
did I ain't gonna lie. They already created some shockwaves on their first episode because it's like,
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I'm glad you
it's
told me.
Rich
I'm so
Paul talking, but he's talking like he's not an agent. And so it's just kind of weird. So he's like,
that is weird.
it's weird, but he's talking like he's not an agent. So like, he's given like one of the questions that made like sound waves was like about like, can the Lakers contend in the West? He's like, I
Oh,
don't think
he's
they can.
wilding.
I
He's
don't think they
wilding.
can
He's
I don't
wilding.
think they can contend with their roster, but it's like, bro, you have
He's
you have
wilding.
a your biggest
You have
your biggest client
you're
is on that
wilding.
team.
You're wilding. I would
So
never do that. I would
so
never do that
I don't
as an
know, bro.
agent. If I was an agent, I would never do that.
I don't know, I like the way that media is, like, becoming and, like, people are, like, able to create their own narratives but I don't like when journalists or talking heads get offended when people are doing media, like, it used to be just I would have to shut up and dribble or shut up and catch a ball, but it's like, "Bro, if you gonna say something about me, like, I got the opportunity to say something back if I want to,
It's just
and don't
weird
tell
that
me
one
I
day
shouldn't say it." Don't tell me I
it's just
shouldn't
weird.
do it or I shouldn't have a feeling about it or nothing, like, I don't know, bro.
It's weird that, you know, the home team controls their social spaces. You know, you walk into a certain part of the school, the mean girls is here, the people here, the people there. So people like control their own social spaces. So it's crazy that there's $1 million, $100 million industry on literally just talking about my life and creating profiles and, you know what I'm saying? Like all
Yeah,
about just me. But you get mad when I come into it and I have any part of ownership in it. That's crazy. That's that's a crazy person trying to make money off my name, but don't want me to have a say in what my name what's being spewed about my name. It's like
yeah.
this day was coming. Y'all just knew that. Y'all knew it was coming. So yeah, I like the new wave too. I like the way it's transforming. I'll just see where it goes. I don't know about agents
Sure.
talking about their clients not being
Contenders?
contenders.
Yeah, that's kinda rough.
That one's crazy. If I'm LeBron, I'm looking at a new agent. I'm keeping the friend, but I'm looking. I was playing. I
Hey,
was
so,
playing.
you might not have this on there, but, like, what do you like Acho? Do you like Emmanuel Acho?
Fuck no. And I got his book. Do you think I like that nigga?
I was just asking.
You know I don't like him. And he's too much of and I don't even
He's a
really like his
panderer to
brother.
me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's one of the biggest panders I've
Yeah,
ever seen. And you know, he's got that Oprah Winfrey certified stamp on him. Oprah picked him for his
yeah.
this and that and blah blah blah. So, you know, he's untouchable. I don't know. I don't mess with him. I don't mess with him. Why did he do something? Did I miss something?
Him and Matt Barnes are going back and forth again, 'cause, they got, uh All the Smoke has, like, a something called, Unplugged, and he called Emmanuel Acho out for, like, you know, trying to switch up and on Shedeur and all this stuff, and then they just going back and forth.
Why is
But
he trying to switch up
he's
on
trying to get
Shedeur?
he's trying to get his show off the ground. So it's all that stuff is I don't know if it's if it's real or you just trying to get your show off the ground. Because he got a show now. He's got like a YouTube show podcast. It's called Speak Easy. So
Mm-mm.
it's kinda like Nightcap a little bit, but
Of course.
they sitting down on
The
a
actual
speakeasy.
speakeasy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, it's like him and sometimes it's TJ Houshmandzadeh and LaShawn McCoy.
With who?
Emmanuel Acho,
Why? They
'cause he
need
don't
some.
got no job no more.
Well, yeah, I forgot. I don't know. LaShawn McCoy, he do be bouncing around. He wasn't he on Skip Bayless for a second? I think he was for a little bit.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I can't remember if he was or
He ain't
not.
mess pretty just for like a little bit. So something like he'll bounce around. LaShawn, you know, he wants his paper. But yeah, it's all interesting. All
Mhm.
interesting, my guy. Well, shit, I think we did our due diligence on this episode. We gave y'all much more than was on the docket, so I don't want to hear
For
shit.
sure.
We gave y'all bonus content. You feel me? So appreciate y'all for rocking with us. ODD, BA, double L's, hold your L up all day long. If you're feeling real friendly, hand one off to a Memphis fan before they leave. Signing off.